How's it going, YouTube? It's Panda time. In this video we have myself back again with the Fallen Angel deck going up against Beelzemon this time around. We're going to start off with the Upa into the ever powerful Candlemon and a Mastemon to pass turn. Maku's kind of nice, you know, the inheritable is okay. It is dual colored and it comes out of security. We're going to see double Impmon start, going to pick up one of the Beelzes, sending the rest to the bottom. Double rookie opener, not bad. But does not have a good follow-up, so actually has to pass. Bit of an expensive turn there. I still stand that passing is like the weakest move you can do in all of Digimon. Sometimes it is correct, but most of the times it just hurts. We're gonna go Mastemon to clear the Digimon and pick up one recovery. So after a pretty strong start, you know, showing the power of the Mastemon. Again, we have, if you clear the Mastemon, we gain 2 memory, get to play something back, and we recovered and cleared the body, right? Mastemon very, very strong. Darkness. Gonna pick up the Digimon once again. He's gonna play it and then pass. Double pass here, very, very expensive. Mastemon is now free to swing and chip at security for 2 checks every turn. The Jack Raid is gonna pass over a little bit of memory, making my turn a bit more awkward, but honestly it's fine. We can just continue the aggression with the Mastemon. Can actually be hard dropping a Gatomon. We do get the memory from the Candlemon. And then we can pick up another Gato and another Candle, just continuing the aggression, right? Now the Gato is super scary, everybody knows this Gatomon is a problem, you always have to clear it. For 1 memory you can go to a 5 and do some crazy stuff after. Impmon is gonna swing, he's opting to stay in the back, which I think could be a mistake potentially, but he does have Deathslinger to clear through the Gato. Does pass over 4 memory though. Mastemon is gonna probably just keep on swinging for 2 checks, no reason not to, right? It's just too free. If it dies, we get the Gato right back, and then we can have more exciting plays. Colin, gonna go to hand, second check goes unchecked. +1 can swing at security, it's a Tamer, so +1 is going to survive, and we're gonna be passing over some memory no matter what. He had a Jack Raid and a Tamer in security, which is okay, but like I said, sometimes all it takes is 1 good Mastemon to just win games, especially when your opponent doesn't have the greatest start and they're a bit slowed down. And we haven't even seen the Mastemon being deleted to something, right? We can then Hellside to clear and then play a Gato just to ensure that we have good plays. He's gonna mill Wizard, but that memory gain happens before his turn starts, meaning that he doesn't get the extra memory. So just be careful with your ordering there, right? Like he gets the extra memory, but because of the Tamer, it doesn't actually matter. Swings into an Andrew 1X, which just dies. 3 bodies on the board and no security. There's just no way to answer, so he can just Deathslinger the Gato, but Mastemon is then free to swing for game. So think about what that Mastemon did that game, right? It healed me 1, cleared a body, and then basically swung for 5 damage. Pretty sick. And like I said, if it had died, would have gained 2 memory, given the Digimon back anyway. Darkness Wave to start. Very interesting, you know, Beelzemon build. Darkness Wave can be pretty strong. We're gonna go pat him in the back, and then set up our Kari to ensure that we don't get memory choked. Hard drop in the dog, kind of expensive, but it is a fine play. The dog is definitely pretty strong Digimon and can assist to, you know, set him up, continue to mill the trash, get everything going. We're going to potentially stay in the back and Digivolve up if we have a good chain. Might be looking at like hard drop in a Gatomon or something like that, right? The Gatomon is tough because sometimes you want to hard drop it, but then it just dies. You can Digivolve it sometimes. We go into Mastemon. And then eventually look to go into a 5. It does pass over quite a bit of memory though, but it is what it is. We can at least give the dog -1 check with the Andrew 1X, meaning that, you know, I know he wants to sacrifice the dog, but this way at least he won't get the damage for it, at least not right now. And it might continue to slow him down. Dog can swing, but it doesn't do any damage. You can then call in the dog to pick up a Beelzemon and then proc the dog effect. This is the correct ordering here. You see he runs a bench Kidmon, and he milled a Deathslinger. A bench Kidmon, I really like him in the Beelzemon decks. Like, you really go through your entire deck. A bench Kidmon not only makes it so you don't deck out, but it also gives you a very powerful Digimon with a pretty strong effect, and has the benefit of additionally also messing up your opponent's trash. So a really, really good option, and I feel like if you are playing Beelzemon, I feel like the bench Kidmon is just too good. So gonna go do a good job of just keeping the, you know, setup going with the mills. and getting some chip damage, hard playing another dog to pass turn. We're going to swing at security into another Immon, and then can go into a Mastemon to memory choke to 1. We did not have any targets in security, and in this case the Mastemon is the worst case scenario, where not only do we mill our Chaos Irrigation, which is obviously insane in security, but we also don't get a summon from security. So that is literally worst case scenario, but it is what it is. He's going to swing aggressively at security and then set up his own memory Tamer. So because his Digimon survived, we can't really continue the aggression as we only have 2 security. Puts me in a pretty awkward spot, right? Because like we want to be swinging aggressively, but both the Digimon live in is a bit unfortunate there, hitting back-to-back Tamers. We're gonna use the Upa to draw. He's gonna get some mills though, so you know, Deathslinger doing shenanigans, and get to play Nimon for free, which is super annoying because now we definitely can't swing at security. We're forced to sit here and answer the board. We swing at the dog, who then mills another Beelzemon, who's then gonna summon another Immon. So the free Immon's just doing too much there. We're like up against the aggression, and he can keep replaying the Immons, so we're then gonna mill 6 cards and ultimately put us in a terrible spot, right? No great plays here, to be honest. We're facing down double Immon. We do have Tamers to work with, but our deck likes to be more aggressive than the classic Mastemon build. We're gonna hard drop a Gato, get some memory back, or not, opting not to at the end there. The Bushi doesn't get milled, it gets sent to the bottom. Yeah, so we're gonna send the Bushi to the bottom. Actually, send the Gato, take the Bushi and the Gato. Yeah, so hard dropping the Gato is nice, except like at this point it's definitely gonna get cleared for free. Immons are gonna swing into a Hellside where we don't actually have a targeting trash, which is super sad because we did have a Mako. Our Mako kind of whiffed there as well, right? So some big whiffs this game. The Degradation, the Mako, the Hellside, less than ideal. And him getting the Immons is obviously super powerful. Checking how many cards are in trash. We obviously have a ton of options in the trash. Who's gonna go for that very cheap 0 cost the bench Kidmon. Can then pop the Gatomon, get him out of there. Pretty good stuff, I dare say, not bad, right? Like I said, a bench Kidmon. A really powerful Digimon, especially in a deck like this where you go through your deck so quickly. Gonna put all those options to the bottom of the deck to ensure he's not gonna deck out, and then potentially reuse the effects later on, right? Gonna Digivolve in the back into a Wizardmon. And then thinking of somewhere to pass turn is gonna be a Deathslinger to clear the candle. Once again, we're not really able to be aggressive here because we still have to clear the bodies. Now an Immon this time around. So the Immons did so much this game. The fact they got summoned for free, like summoned 2 Immons back to back, and that they both lived in security. It's like literally worst case scenario, right? So we have to swing over the Immon. We're just not in a great spot to continue the aggression. Only 1 security left. We're gonna go into a Sword here to pass turn. So the Sword's gonna get some mills, not some great ones. We can at least summon the Gato and then use the Gato effect. Definitely not the greatest Sword. Sword is interesting in this deck. Ideally, you can go into Sword and play Rush Gatos for extra damage, which is really cool. But in reality, it doesn't do too much, and I ended up cutting it from my list actually, but it is pretty cute. And that's gonna be game 2. Some great mills and some good early Immon aggression. Gonna go once again Darkness Wave, turn 1 to Memory Choke, no rookie. We do have a Candlemon, which is kinda nice. And then we're gonna set up the Mako, hoping that this time around the security is instantly more set up. We can take one of the Digimon, the other one will get trashed. In this case, we're gonna trash the Gato, so we always have targets for Hellsides and all the good stuff, right? Not bad. He does pick up a rookie this time around, one of the Immons, and can then opt to probably set up a Tamer or hard up another Immon. Gonna be the dog actually, so a bit more expensive. We can stay in the back, going into a Rush Gato, and then go into an Andromon to pass turn. We don't get the When Digivolve effect, but we have, you know, the safety just in case. It's gonna promote the Wizard. Gonna go into a Skull Satamon, who can then mill a Wizardmon. It's pretty good, gaining 1 memory. I don't think it has a target to bring back though, but it does memory choke us to 1. We can go Andromon X, recover in 1, which is kind of nice, getting the full effect, and then go into the Master. We can trash from both, and then use the effect to summon the Gatomon, who's then gonna give us memory from the Candle and the Mako, and use its effect to add 2 cards to our hand. So we can see the full power of our deck here. You know, the old Mastemon with the new Gatomon is such a good combo. Actually so good. We went into Master for really cheap memory and using the Andromon X for an extra heal to mitigate the Mastemon's self damage while pushing aggression, right? Both the Gatos are pretty good. We'll use summon the Rush Gato or the Start of the Gato. They're both just amazing cards. He's gonna Digivolve with some Immons. Gonna go into the Beelzemon to pass turn here. Not bad. When Digivolve, we can use the effect to pop the Gato. Sadly, you know, the Gato always has a target in its back and it's always gonna get clapped. Getting extra memory from Skull Salamon as well, so memory choking me, doing a pretty good job. We have a decent Mastemon, it has retaliation, but we really obviously wanted that Gato to work with, right? We go Bushi in the back, get some card draw. Could be aggressive with the Mastemon. It's only one check though, we do have the Andromon, and I have 4 security, so we don't get to summon a rookie, but with that other Andromon, we can, you know, swing, potentially summon a Bushi or a Pulsemon or a Patamon. Some good stuff in there. Obviously, it works with the regular Luisthepanda. Swinging into an Immon, nothing too crazy there. Only have 1 memory to work with. I think as long as we don't give him too much memory, it'll be okay. Gonna set up a Pancake Boost to pass turn. Can pick up whatever we need, really. Gonna bottom deck a Chaos Irrigation though, but it is what it is. So, 2 Immons. The mills are gonna be crazy for sure. Some scary stuff. You can mill so many cards here. It's the power of the Beelzemon deck, right? A pretty good chain with the Skull Salamon. Gonna be swinging at security, hits into a Gato. So that's 3 cards mill, gets a Death Slinger, so that's 1 memory. On deletion, gets 2 more mills. Wizardmon, that's another free memory. Already getting 2 free memory this turn just for swinging at security. Pretty good. The other Immon is gonna swing, and this one's gonna die to a Mekumon. We do get it summoned from security and we can tap the Miko to get 1 memory back, which is kind of nice. But he's going to mill into 2 of the new Immons. So in that 1 Immon mill, he's going to actually mill 9 cards, which is obviously absurd. Hit into a Blastmon is going to clear the Miko that was summoned for free. So kind of sad. You can then play the Tamer with the Blastmon is in the trash, and he's going to be able to go into it and clear my Mastemon. Some very powerful turn. Could do so much while pushing damage, right? Milling through almost his entire deck. At this point, I think that I'm like, okay, board control is not gonna happen. So I need to think of like, can we win this by deck out? And obviously that's kind of scary when Avenged Kidmon is a thing, as he will prevent the deck out, right? It's gonna guarantee the Deathslinger mill, gaining the memory. The effect actually just paused Mastemon by itself, doesn't even need the blast mode. But he's gonna go to the blast mode to get the extra checks. So it's gonna be 15 checks at security, Patamon and a Candlemon. Now we have no security, and it's still his turn after all that because of Jack Raid and the guaranteed Deathslinger. So pretty powerful stuff. All he has to do is now set up another body, and we'll be in a terrible spot. So really good Beelzemon turn. You can see exactly the Beelzemon deck working as intended. Even gonna hard play a Chaos Luisthepanda just to clear my Tamer to ensure that I have nothing to work with. Really powerful turn. He only has a couple of cards left in deck, but it doesn't matter. He's answered my entire board and security, and is left with a level 7 and a Chaos Luisthepanda on the board, while still having memory as well. And he, you know, a bench Kidmon is still there to ensure he has the deck out potentially, right? So really strong stuff. The Immon's mills were insane. Milling the extra double new Immon for a total of 9 with 1 swing. So we have a Bushy Agumon to work with and a Pancake Boost. What could we possibly do, right? Well, for starters, we can not give up for 1, right? Never give up. We can Digivolve the Bushi into the Rush Gato. Although we're not in a spot to close the game out at all, right? He still has 3 security and we only have a Rush Gato. That's not the game plan. The game plan here is we have to win by deck out. Deck out is the only way we can win the game. I believe that we've seen a bench Kidmon in the trash and the Junomon, so we're just hoping that it's going to be enough to win the game essentially, that he's just not going to have another one. We can Digivolve over the Rush Gato with the Andromon, and then swing at the Blast Mode with the Retaliation, drawing for Upamon. On deletion he has to mill 2 cards, mill in the other Avenged Kidmon. So now with only 2 cards left in his deck, all we have to do is get some security so that we don't die. Hard drop in the Patamon to recover 1. He's now left with 1 card in his deck. If he Digivolves this turn, he will just lose. Chaos Lucid dies to a Mastemon security, which is very good for us, obviously. He's gonna just play an Immon. Remember, he cannot Digivolve. If he Digivolves, he actually just loses here, because he actually milled both the Bench Kidmons and the Junomon, so he can't even get it back. But it is our only win condition. He's gonna clear the Patamon, give me nothing to work with. We have 1 Camelon in the back. I have to clear this Immon, and then potentially still risk dying to like a hybrid or something like that. So we're gonna set up a Mako, revealing a Luisthepanda. Could recover 1, but then we still die to a hybrid and extra swing, so I don't necessarily like that. I don't think it's good enough. So we're gonna pop our memory boost, Health side, clear in, we can hard drop the Patamon and heal 1. Now he draws, he has no cards in his deck, and that's game. A really fun game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.